Hello everybody, welcome to the football fill-in. Lads, Chelsea, they might be in this title race. I genuinely believe it. I didn't think it before now, but watching the game yesterday, they were better than Arsenal. Even with 10 men, they were better than Arsenal. They're properly in a fight, aren't they?
They are. They were good, I thought, and they were bang up for it.
They were bang up for it, weren't they? They're always bang up for it, mate. They get red cards
at the moment. They are, yeah.
Tozer's devastated. He's devastated. Hated Chelsea yesterday. Hated him.
Why did you hate Chelsea?
Him.
Why?
It was just the theatrics of everything. And I know you're going to say like Marino's theatrics for the red card and all that sort of stuff, but they were just they were up for it. But Cucurella just winds me up. It's just properly
I think if you played against him, you'd definitely pull his hair, wouldn't you?
I love Cucurella.
I'd have to go around with a razor. I'd shave it
He's
off.
a master shithouse, right? But if he's on your team, he's a world-class player to have on your team, isn't he?
100%. I love that. I love the antics of it when he's on your team, but when he's against you,
it does your head in.
It's a bit like a Suarez.
How mad is it that when they went down to 10 men, I thought, oh, that's ruined the game. I thought, that's absolutely ruined the game. But it didn't. Chelsea, you couldn't really even tell they went down to 10, could you?
It kept an edge for them, and it was like they got something to prove and something to fight. Look, it was a red card, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I mean,
we're happy that it was a red card.
It is a red card, yeah.
Yeah, I'm happy with that. He didn't go and try and hurt him, but
I'm happy it was a red card. But if you watch the game, Daniel Sturridge and Theo Walcott at half-time, they're kind of umming and ahhing about it.
It's the fact that he's got a straight leg.
It's a red card.
If he doesn't have a straight leg,
it's a red card.
But if he doesn't have a straight leg, it wouldn't be a red card.
Exactly.
But because it's excessive force because of the straight leg.
Robert Sanchez, Watto. This season, I feel like he's settled down a bit. Man United performance aside, where we got sent off sharpish, this season it seems like he's settled down a bit. Yesterday, a couple massive saves.
Yeah, I think he's settling in, as you said, to be I think he was always a very, very good Premier League goalie. But when you move to one of the big clubs, it's the expectation and the weight upon it. But he seems now to be in a better place. Yeah. I think the group trust him a little bit more, and he's coming up with some big moments in games, which if you play for the very, very big team, you need. But if you're going to try and win it, and we have to say Chelsea have got potential to win it. Yeah. I mean, taking Arsenal on, who have been pretty strong this year, with 10 men and getting a point, and he's partially responsible for that. But I think there's a real good feeling about Chelsea now, and his performances actually is giving him a platform because the goalkeeping department's been pretty poor there.
A couple of big saves yesterday, like real kind of reaction saves. Like, didn't see him till late. Saves, like, you were talking about sort of theatrics and stuff. The one late on, you know, where he saved it, got back up. He knows exactly what he's doing.
Gyökeres.
When it comes sliding.
And then he holds his chest. Stuff like that.
But do you know what, like, look, it's a great moment for him. I think it's a really big, big save to his left, and I think, you know, he's got body momentum to get up because it's the same side. But if I'd have been a goalie at that point, I'd have been really happy with me goalkeeping, but I wouldn't have needed the theatrics of it. Yeah. I'd have just taken the foul and gone.
Do you think Arsenal are kind of done and dusted? Like, I know they're favourites now. I think they're sort of like super odds-on favourites to win.
No chance.
But it's not that simple, surely, right?
If you think about it, right, it's not even halfway through the season yet.
They're 5 points ahead of Man City. Sorry. 5 points ahead of Man City, 6 points ahead of Chelsea, right? Yeah. It's not that simple, is it?
No chance. They've still got to go to City away. They've still got, like, you've still got to play your top teams. Liverpool, Chelsea's at home. They've got so many tough games. Tottenham away, which I know they're poor at the moment, but when they go and play Tottenham away, that's never a foregone conclusion. So, yeah, I just don't see it. It's way too early.
It is way too early.
Look, I mean, for Man City winning last kick after being 2-0 up, seeing a draw on the Sunday just gives everybody hope again, doesn't it? Yeah. That it's not finished. I think it's going to be a tighter race than what you think because the old Arsenal question marks are still going to come February, March, April. That are they going to beat themselves and can they actually get over the line?
You'd like to think
so long.
The injuries are not going to get any worse than they have been now, though. You'd like to think not. Yeah. But because, you know, two key centre-halves, probably the two best centre-halves in the league, best centre-half partnership in the league, without a doubt, missing for that massive game yesterday.
I think that's the reason why they didn't push on yesterday. I think that's the reason why they didn't win yesterday, because normally when they've got them two there, the whole team is settled and they can push up, they can rely on pushing up. Them two in particular are pushing them up. They're getting up there as well. But when you haven't got them in there, I just feel the team sort of felt a bit, let's consolidate, let's not lose today. That's what the feeling was.
Can't be so aggressive, though, when you've got 3 of the 4 at the back on the yellow cards and Zubimendi on a yellow card. No. They can't go and be so aggressive. So they have to kind of take a yard or two.
How good was Reece James, by the way?
Phenomenal, mate.
If he stays fit, actually, not if he stays fit, if he has a whole season where he absolutely rips it, he has to be a starter for England at the World Cup, right?
Yeah, and I think the relationship he would have formed with Tommy T when they were at Chelsea will
Thomas Tuchel really likes him as well.
Yeah.
Where would he play? Because
right back.
He would play at right back.
He has to play at right back.
He has to play at right back.
Don't forget, he had him at Chelsea when they won the Champions League with him playing at right back.
Yeah.
Remember? And he was phenomenal.
He's a machine. Honestly, he's a machine.
It's just nice to see a player like that to get over their injuries. And hopefully see the whole season.
I think that's the beauty of Reece James is versatility as well. Like, you can play him in that midfield. You could play him anywhere, I think, in the sort of 8 positions. 8 positions, genuinely. Anywhere across the back, I'd trust him. Anywhere in midfield, I'd play him.
Anywhere, I think.
He's incredible, isn't
he? Sort of personality where he's willing to just do what it takes for the team.
Just such a big beast.
I think England have got such talent going into this World Cup if we can keep
players fit.
I think it's phenomenal. As I think I said a few shows ago, I think it'll only be the conditions that work against us in terms of the heat in America.
You might notice that Tom's not here today. Get well soon, Tom. He's poorly. He's poorly.
Late call and just.
Toes. You've got his cup, haven't you?
Missing your big guy.
Missing your big guy. Get well soon, mate. He's nothing major. He's just got a cold. He's just been a little baby, basically.
Man flu.
Oh, he tried to send a little voice note in the group chat this morning, didn't he? Sounded like Sean Dyche. He was like, yeah, and then why don't you mention, shut up, would you, Tom? We'll be all right, mate. Don't worry about it. Right, where are we going, lads? Should we talk about, let's go to Spurs, all right? Because I didn't like a bit of the booing in the Spurs game at the weekend. 6 minutes gone, Watto, 2-0 down. Vicario's just had an absolute stinker. I was watching it live thinking, mate, just kick it out. Don't try and do anything silly with your left foot, because Vicario's not the greatest with the ball at his feet. You can see he's not comfortable with it, right? And when he got out into that wing, I was thinking, mate, just put it out of play. Just put it out of play. And he's rash clearance, straight to a Fulham player. Before you know it, goal.
But there's no way in a million years, even if you're very, very good with the ball at your feet, when you play in goal and you're in such a vulnerable area, right out in the left back position on the touchline, even if you'd got no pressure on, you'd still feel vulnerable there. Yeah. So under pressure, why do you think you're going to do anything other than kick it out? Yeah. I think he just tried to kick it as hard as he could, thinking he'd get it down the pitch, and it's a fundamental error.
It's on your weak foot as well, so you know you're never going to get as much power. But also, don't forget the little detail where Udogie slips.
Yeah, that was the key.
He slips, so he doesn't get any pressure on the shot. Yeah, I know. Let's take nothing away from the goal.
So, the only thing I would say is I will kind of half stick up for Vicario a little bit. Is somebody in that defence has to go and cover the goal. Yeah? Somebody. No matter what, no matter who's watching, somebody has to go, right, do you know what? Worst case scenario, they could just take a shot from somewhere. So I'm going to get back in and fill between the sticks.
But it happens so quick, doesn't it? Because Udogie slips.
But I looked at the centre halves, and if Jay might be able to get a picture for you guys who can watch it visually, they turn around and look, and the ball's going in, and they think
somebody's got to be there.
Where's the goalie? But surely they've got to read the situation. I remember Danzo's face looking, and I think it was Van der Ven as well. They're looking, thinking, but they kind of forgot he were out there, and nobody's dropped in. It was really strange. I thought the worst aspect of it all, because he's been a phenomenal player for Spurs, Vicario, and to be in a position post that event. I mean, they've got 85 minutes to come back. I know it's 2-0, but every time he touched it, they're booing him. He'd been unbelievable for that club, and he's a human being. You're not going to ever be able to produce anywhere near your best when every time you touch the ball, you've got 80,000 people mocking you.
I think it's a symptom of where Spurs are at the minute. They're obviously struggling a bit. They're not winning games. At home, particularly, they're stinking.
I was with a Spurs fan yesterday, right, and I spoke about the booing, and he said, yeah, but it's not good enough, is it? Look at how much money he's earning. I said, what do you think he's going to achieve from you booing him? Yeah. Is it going to make him better in that game, or is it going to make him worse? And you're a fan, surely you want the best for your team, you want to make them better. Yeah. So why boo? Booing doesn't help at all. If someone turned up to your workplace and was just booing and criticising everything you ever did, how are you going to react to that?
It's going to be interesting to see whether he starts the next game or not, to be honest with you. Yeah, we've got midweek games this week, haven't we? We've got a full midweek fixture. It'll be interesting to see, because I guarantee you that'll get in his head a bit, that will. And it's a decision Thomas Frank's going to have to make now.
Yeah, human nature there. That is going to be... Look, from a goalkeeping perspective, it's a difficult moment because you've made a mistake. But everything that transpired after it, for him going into the next game mentally, will be very, very difficult.
But also, do you compound that by taking him out of the team? Yeah, what would you think as a goalkeeper? If you were made a mistake. You want to be in the sticks next game.
You've just got to stick with it. I think if you had a real, reliable, solid backup goalkeeper, then you might have to make a change. But they haven't really. It's that Kinski, what's his name? Kinski, and I don't think you can go.
I think you've got to stick with it. But I know one thing: whoever the opposition is, they're at him.
They'll be at Spurs, mate. Because Spurs,
they're going to press.
Fulham could have been 3 or 4 up at half time, mate. They were brutal, Spurs. Well, they were absolutely brutal. I saw a stat, Luke. You're going to be fuming with this, by the way. I saw a stat that Spurs gave the ball away 70 times against Fulham. 70.
What would be an average there? It cannot be.
I don't know, but it can't be
half that.
I bet you it's not half that. That is frightening, though, isn't it? Frightening stat.
Where's that breaking down all the time?
Is he under massive pressure, by the way, Thomas Frank? Already?
What is that, 5 defeats in 7? Is it? 5 and 7?
Something like that.
Newcastle away Tuesday.
Oh, you don't need that.
Well, let's put it. Big Voltamada's going to be pressing hard.
It is finished, by the way. Voltamada.
Oh, beautiful. Should we go to Newcastle?
Let's go to Newcastle.
Nice little segue, mate. That is like... a player like that, to see him, his socks down, his big old naughty mullet, like muzzy, like it's just beautiful, isn't it? Ball bounces nicely for him.
Perfect.
Just helps it over. That's him all over, isn't it?
Yeah, class. Like we said before, he's got such lovely feet for a big man.
I know, yeah, for a big man. Newcastle were decent though, to be fair, weren't they? Everton got I think this has been coming for Newcastle. I really do. But Everton got an absolute pump in early doors as well, didn't they?
No, they were a phenomenal team on the day, and he's been waiting for a good away performance, hasn't he? But I think in terms of Everton, they were just not quite at it. Jordan Pickford had not his greatest day in the goals, and when things transpire like that against you, and you've got a force like Newcastle are, they were very, very deserving of the win, weren't they? So.
There's a picture of Aaron Ramsdale on the telly behind you, Watto. Do you think this spells trouble for Nick Pope? Because there's been a lot of Newcastle fans in the last few weeks, month maybe, sort of calling for a bit of a change. And I saw him start and I thought, oh, I hope he hasn't been dropped, Nick Pope. And it transpires that he might have a bit of an injury. But either way, he's played the game, did really well in the game. They've won. What does that mean going forward?
It's very difficult, isn't it, for Nick Pope when your replacement comes in, plays well, but the team have such a performance. Normally, if it's a slight injury and he's back fit this week, probably not be fit for the midweek if there's obviously the fixture against Spurs. So if it's just one game, you'd expect the manager to back you and put you back in. But if Ramsdale gets a chance midweek as well and they get a positive result and he plays well, that's the nature of football. It will be very, very harsh on Ramsdale then to change it again.
Yeah.
Football's like that. If Pope's missed out through injury, Ramsdale would think now, especially if he plays a couple of games and it's not just a one-off, that he'd get an 8 to 10 game run in the team.
Surely it's as simple as that, though, isn't it? You come in, you do well, you keep the shirt.
Yeah.
And then it's the same for a goalkeeper now.
Yeah.
I think he'd expect to stay in now, but it'll be a good fight between them.
It's a horrible situation because you've got 2 proper goalies.
Yeah.
Like 2 really good proper goalies. Right? Rambo wants to go to the World Cup in the summer. Do you know what I mean? If he can
so will Nick Pope, won't he?
Of course he will,
so it's not only the club on
like,
line,
whoever can get their head in and stay in and play and perform, they've got a real good chance of going now, but somebody's going to miss out.
But it is a mad one because they brought him in the summer, didn't they? You'd have thought they're bringing him in to play, Ramsdale.
You'd have thought so.
Because
you're not signing a Ramsdale to not play, really, are you?
Exactly. So, like, him coming in and not playing is almost a statement.
Yeah.
And now it's good that they have that kind of battle between the two of them, don't they?
Yeah, it's good for Newcastle because they've got top goalies, but unfortunately, like you say, it's the brutal nature of the goalkeeping world that when you've got 2 potential number ones, only one can play.
The thing is, he's only on loan as well, so if he, you know what I mean, if he got to play, he's got to play. He's playing for his future, not just for the World Cup, he's playing for his future.
I didn't even realise he was on loan.
Yeah, I know.
And it must be an on loan with an obligation to buy.
We just don't know. We don't know.
Or an option to buy. What about that big man, Thiaw? Centre half, 2 goals.
Unreal.
He's good at
unit, mate.
I would say he's more than good, yeah.
Mate, but that's Newcastle in a nutshell. They've got an absolute bunch of monsters in there. And unless you can defend against that happily, then it's going to be a problem for you, isn't it?
Yeah, and he's still young, isn't he? Is he still 23?
Something like that.
It'll be all right, you know.
Newcastle, I would expect them to really push on now. It's a statement win, isn't it? Because Everton, particularly in the new stadium, have been good.
Yeah.
And to be fair, David Moises' teams, wouldn't normally ship 4 goals, home or away. So
yeah, I think it's one of them games where Pickford's kind of got to have to just put this behind him, sharpish. Like it was a game where the one for Lewis Miley where it kind of he's got it all wrong. He's just panicked basically, got it all wrong. And there was a couple.
It was a bit blocked though, wasn't it?
It was a little bit blocked still, but you've got to just stand solid there, not be all.
He turns the body.
Yeah, he kind of panics. He just panics a bit.
Touch, probably.
Yeah, he just panics a little bit. And then a couple of goals later on,
chasing the crosses,
where balls have come in, and don't get me wrong, they're quality balls. But you've got to be in a better starting position. You've got to be positive, and you're either coming in, you're clearing, or you're settling back into your goal. And when you're in that middle ground there, it's not a great place to be. But it was tough though, because Newcastle are a good team. They're putting good quality into the box as well. We are going to go to Liverpool game. All right, so massive win for Liverpool, right? They needed this. They did need this. But there was the big talking point of Lucas Paqueta got a red card, right? So he's on nothing. A foul occurs. Not him. He didn't commit the foul, but he gets a yellow card for protestation, right? He's fuming. He's throwing his arms up in the air, yeah? And it was a soft yellow, right?
It's a
Agreed?
soft yellow, yeah.
It was a very soft yellow, right?
Yeah, but he doesn't need to go that.
No, he
that
doesn't
long.
need to go in.
I don't think the ref had much choice, even though it's soft.
Yeah, it's very soft, right? But then he goes and compounds it. He goes and absolutely compounds it.
Then he compounds on top of that as well, by going again.
And he just keeps going and going and going.
Well, the only thing I think is that obviously they've got a midweek fixture. He must have to go shopping with a missus or something this midweek.
But if that's you, right? If you're West Ham and that's your teammate doing that, I mean, you've got West Ham other players trying to pull
Alisson
him away.
tried to save him, and he's the opposition.
An opposition goalkeeper, an opposition player trying to pull you away because he can see what's going to happen, right? If you carry on going, you're going to get a second yellow card and you're going to get a red card, and that also means game over for West Ham, yeah? So it does. It means game over at that point.
He has complete head loss as well after the event.
Still clapping as he's taking his gloves off. See you later,
so
mate.
let me read you the tweet that he put out after the game as well, right? So basically, he's got himself a red card. We all know that in the last couple of years, it's been really tough for him, obviously, with the betting ban and all this kind of stuff, what's gone on. Anyway, Lucas Paqueta, after the game, has put a tweet out saying, "It's ridiculous to have your life and career affected for 2 years without any psychological support from the Federation. Perhaps this ridiculous behaviour is just a reflection of everything I've had to endure and, it seems, have to continue enduring. I'm sorry if I'm not perfect." What are we saying?
Well, he's certainly not perfect, is he?
I just think... Listen, there's an element of you have sympathy for him because he's been through a tough situation.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you have to help yourself.
Yeah.
And I understand, like, when you're stressed, things come out a lot more like you react probably the way that he reacted.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you have to understand that you have to take accountability of it yourself.
Yeah, I think that's probably the word there, is the accountability bit. And I do understand all of that, and I hope that he is doing work to try and help himself with that. But in this particular instance, it can be avoided, and it should be avoided.
Yeah, look, we spoke, didn't we? Look, mental health's a real big issue in football and life in general, and it is difficult. But, like, from the outside, you've just got to be able to control yourself in that moment. And it's a red card that it didn't really affect the outcome yesterday, even though they might have been able to push on. But the midweek fixture that he'll miss, and hopefully there's no more repercussions, is obviously in a difficult place. But ultimately, when you're on the dance floor there, you've got to be able to control yourself a little bit better.
But it does show you as well that they're human, and there is stress involved. Look at, like, Gay in the midweek, getting sent off, trying to whack his own teammate.
Yeah.
Like, there is that element of pure stress, and these results come out and show that as well.
Big win for Liverpool, though. Massive win for Liverpool. If they wouldn't have won this one, Slot would have been under massive pressure, but it buys them a little bit of time, a little bit more time.
Bit of pressure off Isak as well.
Isaac off the mark as well.
It was a great finish, that.
Yeah?
Very, very good.
Wasn't it? Tidy.
That was pure instinct, wasn't it?
Contact is so pure as well.
Do you know what I like? Sometimes we talk about centre forwards having to make double runs, this run, that run.
Didn't run.
He actually just stood still and the defence dropped. He was actually very clever in not moving, because as the ball went wide, the defence dropped in, it created this boom. A great finish.
He almost looked not bothered, didn't he? He was
I know.
stood there thinking, I'm not going to score, and he went bang.
But it's how much power he gets from it, because he stood still.
It's so sweet.
It's really hard to generate that much power, especially when it's inside of you, and you've just got to try and open up, and you're generating all the power, basically, aren't you? Beautiful finish.
So what about Salah not even getting on the pitch?
Well, I think we've spoke about where Liverpool have potentially been breaking down in terms of why and whatevers. And Slot, to be fair to him, You know, I wouldn't say it with the last roll of the dice, but not to start him, but certainly not to bring him on was a statement. So whether he's just been not quite at it at the training ground, interesting one.
It's massive, that.
There has to have been something gone on for him to not bring him on. There has to be.
Yeah,
because you bring him on for 10 minutes.
Mate,
it's
when it's 1-0, so Jared Bowen had a chance at 1-0.
Yes.
Mate, he could score that. Yeah. He really could and should have scored that. And if that goes in, that's a problem. But with 10 minutes to go, I think you bring a Mo Salah on. 15, 20 minutes to go, you bring a Mo Salah on. Yeah. Right, come on, let's just get it going now. Get the 2, get the 3, and then we're done. All right, cooking. So
it's not even that you bring him on to please him. You bring him on purposely to keep him happy and engaged.
Exactly.
But you don't bring him on purpose. I there's a reason why he hasn't brought him on.
Yeah, I think you were setting or sending a message, A, to Salah, but B, the group as well. I'm in charge here.
Just before we move on, what do you think of the Paqueta red card?
It was ridiculous. It was ridiculous. And I know, having played in games where players have got themselves sent off like that I would have been raging. Genuinely, as a West Ham player, I would have been raging. You're 1-0 down in the game. You're still in it, though. You're still in the game. But that finishes it. It's game over after that point. But he's talked himself into it. The first one's a sloppy yellow card, and I think it was very soft, probably needless, completely needless. But the second yellow, you're just asking for it, and you've had players coming over pulling him away, and all, but he just can't let it go. You've got to, at this point, pressure, stress, I get all of that, but you've just got to move on. You know, you've even got Alisson trying to pull you away. Like, you've got to take some accountability and go, no, just calm it down and carry on and move on. But you can't do what he did. You really can't. No. Simple as that. Should we talk a bit about Manchester United, lads?
Yes.
Big win this, you know.
I thought it was a huge win, especially coming from 1-0 down.
This was the early kick-off on Sunday. Why was it so early, by the way? It was like a 12-something kick-off, right? I didn't even know the game was on this early. I just put Sky Sports on and I was like, oh, sweet, 5 minutes into the game, Palace popped them. Yeah. First half, popped them. Man United were abysmal, right? Yeah. All over the shop, and I'm thinking, oh my gosh, man, Palace should win this 3-4-0. 3-4-0.
But I found with Palace is after they play in Europe, because their squad's so small, I think, not small, but like the quality within the squad, they stick with the same players. I do find that they have a hangover. Yeah,
or they burn out.
European
so, like I say, the first half, brilliant. Burnout. Second half, nowhere to be seen. Man United ran riot in the second half.
It's such an advantage for Man United. No European football.
Yeah, it is.
And to go and then ask Palace to kick off at 12:30 on Sunday, all that favoured Man United. So even though Palace did well in the first half, I think they were always going to have an advantage in that game. But I'll ask you a question, because I think Dean Henderson for the winner, I think the wall's shocking. Yeah. But I think the first goal, if you're him, you will be so disappointed that that's gone in, to give Man United a chance to go on and win.
Yeah, so he's kind of just... Right, so I think sometimes goalkeepers, they get caught in this mode of, right, I'm just going to stand there and hope it hits me, right? Sometimes you've got to be a little bit more flexible than that, right? And I know he's going to whack it, but it's from a real tight angle. Yeah. So I think sometimes you can go, right, I'm going to have to leave my arms here and be able to just a little bit of movement. But I think he's just sort of stayed a little bit too stiff. And only a little turn, which makes his body a little bit smaller. But it can't go in so easy as that.
It can't go in. He's going away from goal. Yeah. And ultimately, that was the turning point of the game. But it's interesting. Did you see him when he was lining the wall up? He seemed like disinterested. And it's not his fault that the ball goes in, because it goes through the middle of the goal. But they just seemed like a real lethargy about the organisation of it all. And all of a sudden, it's a goal.
Yeah, it was a super sloppy ball. And you can't blame Dean Henderson for that, to be fair, because they're jumping sideways. Yeah. It's an horrible thing. How would you defend that? How can you defend a free kick where they knock it about, 1.5 metres to the right and then bang it? How do you do that? Does the wall just have to move across, or
I don't think you have time. It's just you've just got to stay solid. The only one that can move is if you've got somebody protecting your back post. Yeah. And at that point, he either goes down the line of it or locks in, and the goalie then can stay because it opens up the other side. The wall can't move, but like Henderson, as the wall disintegrates, it would have had to been an unbelievable save to get that.
Yeah, he ain't getting it.
I don't know where you stand as well, because I've been in loads of walls where you kind of have to... We always got told, just go on your tiptoes, don't jump, because the second that you jump, that's when you turn your back. It gives someone an excuse to turn their back. But when the ball moves out a little bit, you're solid and you're stuck together. you naturally just move a little bit that way anyway.
Yeah, lean that way.
And I'm not saying you're going to move steps. Yeah. It's only going to be probably inches. Yeah. But you naturally move that way, and that's the way.
I think the ball was moved so much that you can almost get steps in there, though. I'm not talking running and jumping.
You'd have to practice that. You would
have to practice
that. Because else people go off in their ones and twos, and that's where you get the gaps.
I never liked the jumpers. I never liked it when people jump because, like you say, it makes them turn the back.
Goes through walls.
And I can't really say. I'd rather trust knowing that the only way they're going to get this through wall is over the wall, basically.
Yeah.
I need to know that if they can put it over it, I'll react to that. But if it's coming through like side here or through legs, I don't like that. You've got no choice.
But as well, don't you think the second that ball's touched, it's not really going to get whipped? It's not going to be that whippy one over the top. It's going to be a strike. It has to be a strike.
No, I agree. But ultimately, we're all in Man United's favour, and they got over the line.
Glasner was not happy after the game. So Glasner's he's like a cool guy, isn't he? He's nice and chill. Never really comes out with too much stuff. But after the game, he did an interview and he was fuming, to be honest with you. He said that getting into Europe for the first time in this club's history, basically, the amount of games that we've played and not investing in the team at the start of the season is a massive problem. And they find themselves losing games now because their squad is so thin.
But this is where I think the pressure at the start of the season it's not there because we've talked about how many times that his contract's up in the summer.
Yeah.
So now he's like almost like building blocks and making excuses and backing himself up, which rightly so. All them things are absolutely right. But because you're now getting towards January, it's a message to the board.
Yeah.
I need support or else I'm probably going to be off.
Yeah.
And he's right with everything that he says.
Yeah, no, I think 100% agree with what you're saying, and I just think it's just putting the message out there because if potentially one of the big boys takes Gay on a £20 million
deal,
he's out there in the summer.
That's a massive problem for Palace, isn't it?
Yeah, massive.
Do you think, is this what managers do, is it, lads? Do they kind of just like plant the seeds? Are they just planting seeds?
But if you're a Crystal Palace manager and you've not signed your contract and you don't feel as though you've had support, you'd come out in the press after that game and give it your big one, wouldn't you?
You've got nothing to lose.
You've got nothing to lose.
And there's Crystal Palace fans and football fans probably saying, nah, they wouldn't do that. He wouldn't do that. He would do that. Managers do that.
He's been a manager of another club,
exactly.
And he's now at your club.
Exactly.
There's stepping stones, and that's
everybody has to think about their future, right? And if he's not getting backed and he's not getting support, then he'll be thinking, well, there'll be another team somewhere with bigger budgets and bigger wages that can support me, and I can do that for them.
Yeah.
So it'll be an interesting one. They'll either give him a new contract soon or
he'll be off. Well, a guy who could be off before he's got a chance to renegotiate might be old Daniel Farke at Leeds. What do you think?
Oh, mate, he's on borrowed time, isn't he, mate? I felt for him a little bit, to be fair. I did feel for him a little bit. It's sort of, like Man City's like, if you get anything from Man City, you're absolutely buzzing, especially where Leeds are as well. And Leeds have had a few of these last-minute stinkers.
Well, to be fair, mate, look, they scored in the first minute. You're thinking, oh, my God.
This
potentially
six
or seven. They go 2-0 down, you're thinking, oh my God. And it's 2-0 at half-time, and you're thinking, right, if you're in that Leeds dressing room, of course, you believe you're still in the game, but really, what you're still not wanting is a pumping. You're accepting that it's gone.
Yeah.
But from nowhere, really, it's just a farcical first goal. Then they get a penalty, and it's two apiece, and then Foden does that to you. I've been there as a visiting team, and not always you're in with a chance. And if you get done with a last-minute winner, oh my God, it sucks the life out of you.
First of all, they have to take loads of belief from the fact that they've come back into that game.
But they've still lost, though.
But they have still lost, you're absolutely right. But in previous years, teams, like you said, would have gone to City, being 1 or 2-0 down, and just gone, we've got no chance. Whereas they're now going, we have got a chance.
Yeah.
There is a chance. And you've got, the team gets back into it 2-1, and you have Donnarumma going down, pretending to be injured, which I'm all over. I love it. Like, the amount of times in games, I would be like, turn around to the keeper and be like, go down. We're under a bit of pressure.
Buy us a bit of time.
Go down because you can't go off. And the amount of keepers, believe it or not, you two keepers, that wouldn't go down.
I know.
Because of ego, I'm guessing, because they don't want to go down and be seen.
No, I'll tell you what it is, especially this time of year, mate. If you get a wet arse, it's
horrible, mate.
Horrible for the rest of the game.
Just go on your knees. Just go on your knees.
Yeah, but you can't look like you're
praying. Go down
on
one knee like,
you can't be praying, can you? Come on, mate.
You can act, can't you?
You can act.
So, I can't remember where I was going.
Basically, belief for Leeds. Like, I'm with you there, mate. I'm with you. But they'll all get on that coach and they'll all be absolutely heartbroken. And that heartbreak of that last minute, you had something and then it's like, nah,
it's
unlucky.
But I've got one for you. If this is true, which it obviously is, the lads do the research, Farke's got a 15% win rate in the Premier League. If I'm a Leeds player, or certainly a Leeds supporter, that's a big worry, yeah?
They got promoted away at Argyle last season, and my Argyle. And afterwards, straight away, they were all saying they're going to change him. They're going to replace the manager. And there was so much talk about replacing him before the season even finished. And I think you probably are right to do that if there is that kind of evidence against the manager.
It's so harsh.
They did start the season well as well, didn't they?
Yeah.
But ultimately, it will always come back to...
And that's what I would have to say. Like, and I know football's based on a lot of stats now, isn't it, in terms of directors of football, sporting directors, CEOs. But if you know you're going into this season and your manager's got a 15% win record in the Premier League, you know you're getting relegated.
What's that? Is that 15%? Is that how many seasons is that? 3? Is it?
He's definitely had a couple of years at Norwich.
Definitely had at least 2 in the Prem.
It might be 3 or 4. I think he might have had 3 or 4 Premier League seasons. And if you were to sack him after he got you promoted, right? The only problem I have with that is that the kind of the emotion that sort of brings about, and the bad favour that other teams looking on you and other people looking on you. So if they would have sacked him, we'd have all gone, that's bang out of order.
Yeah.
He's just got them promoted.
But ultimately, long term, you're probably protecting him a bit because he keeps his record, he keeps his promotion record, he keeps all the positivity going from that.
Yeah, that's true.
And he doesn't get all the negativity that's coming now, but he also still gets his promotion bonus and he gets paid off.
Phil Foden, by the way, looks like he might be back to
so nice.
So the reason why Man City win this is because they have got players with individual brilliance, yeah? As opposed to Leeds, who've got some fantastic players, but absolute individual brilliance that can do this under pressure, calmness, last minute of the game. He knows he's got to execute it properly, and he does that. He pulls one out of the hat, and you're like, oh, that's the reason why the players get the big bucks sometimes.
It's a great finish as well, isn't it?
Beautiful
leaning
finish,
back
mate.
on his left foot, going away from goal.
Yeah, beautiful, isn't it?
It's so nice to see him playing with freedom and happiness again.
I would love to see him now just start kicking on, because he's been going for a good old month or so now, really sort of kicking on and getting better, getting goals, getting assists, and now I'm thinking, ooh.
Well, he just looks like he's enjoying football.
Yeah, now's the time as well, because if you can start doing this for the next 4 or 5 months.
Yeah.
But Fozzie, where'd you play him? Where'd you play him in
I ain't got a
England?
clue, mate. Honestly, I don't know. He can go anywhere. I think he's a victim of his own ability and his own what
Honesty.
he can do. Yeah, and his own, like, because he can go anywhere across that sort of front 3-4. He can go anywhere, and that's the bit there. You'd rather have somebody who's like a Saka. You know where Saka plays, right?
Yeah.
And he's there. That's all he does. Just leave him there. So that's already counted out, isn't it? For England, it's already boxed off.
Yeah.
Harry Kane, that's where he played. But Phil Foden, like, I don't know, mate. He's always been his problem with England, though, hasn't it?
Well, it'll be interesting to see who we get this week in the draw and all that kind of
Thursday,
thing.
isn't it?
You know, when you talk about players in the heat, you said about the heat over there. Players with his energy are surely like great for that heat.
Yeah, you think so.
Don't get me wrong, he'd probably tire himself out, but he is constantly after.
International football is still the same, where you get 5 subs, right?
As far as I'm aware.
I think it's so we might have to really maximise this 5 sub thing in the summer. Genuinely, might have to really maximise it and think about like players like that saying, right, you're either going to give me 50 minutes of everything, 55, and then somebody's going to give me 40, 35. And really work on that, because I don't think players are going to be able to give you 70 minutes, 80 minutes.
No, but also changing players for every game. They've got good enough quality. They're going to have to.
The quality you're going to take from an England squad's point of view, you should be able to change. But the common buzzword this year is the finishers. So Tommy T's going to have to sort his finishers out for us,
Isn't he just? Villa, Emi Martinez, I said a couple of weeks ago, he's the best goalkeeper in the Premier League. Is he the best goalkeeper in the Premier League? What, sorry?
I think so, mate, yeah. He's done it over a long period of time now, hasn't he? You know what I mean? I mean, that save from the corner...
Thing of beauty, isn't it?
It's an absolute world-class
Worldy.
save. And the thing for me is, because I was actually watching it, putting my Christmas decorations up, actually. So when I seen it...
Brought some in here for us.
I brought me giveaways, yeah. When I saw it, I actually thought from a goalie's perspective, because it's an out swing and a header, I thought his hands could have been a bit higher, but he's so sharp, he still makes the save.
So quick,
it's unbelievable how quick he was to get that save. I thought Wolves on the day were a little bit unfortunate in the game, but I think that's just... epitomises where they're at, and unfortunately, even though Villa are a very, very good team, a 1-0 defeat, you can take something from it.
Goal disallowed, chances for fun, goalies making absolute worldy saves, and then they go and score an absolute worldy.
Yeah. What a strike.
What a strike.
But doesn't he, that save as well, sorry, go back to that, doesn't he save with his feet after as well?
No, he paws it away. As he lands down, it bounces up off the ground, and he even then paws it again over there. Yes. But they're having that, like, not panicking there, because sometimes you can fumble that in your net there, can't you? You can fumble it in because you're just trying to get something on it. To have that calmness to just like swat it away, I'm thinking, oh, you're the boy you are.
No, he was brilliant in the game, and some lucky fans got his gloves and his shirt. He was just straight in there, get them off. And
mate, Villa are absolutely flying.
Cooking.
Where are they? Yeah, they're fourth. They're fourth.
Fourth.
Chelsea obviously got the draw yesterday, so yeah, fourth, level on points with Chelsea.
And that's after the start they had, by the way.
Tell you what, be a big one. They've got Brighton next. They've got Brighton in the week.
Oh,
mate, flying as well.
Anything could come from that. Genuinely, anything could come from that. It
takes Forest, wasn't it? Forest Brighton on the weekend.
Forest Brighton, yeah. Brighton. Again, I think Brighton at any given weekend can beat any team in the Premier League.
For them, that's an unbelievable run, because Forest had been on a good bit of form under Darcy.
Hadn't they, Jess? Yeah.
And a very tough place to go. But again, Brighton had the advantage, didn't they? Forest had played Thursday night, Europe. It catches up with you a little bit, and Forest will not be used to it. I think they've got good numbers in there, but the quality just drops off a little bit, and it's very hard to sustain. The teams that don't have Europe and play on a weekend after that have got such an advantage physically.
I agree.
And they've had the prep in the week to get a game plan.
Here's a question for you. So I'm on my A licence, right? And they talk about tactical periodisation, where you've got to basically plan your whole week for the whole season. You basically go from the season and work backwards. Yeah. But you talk about training loads on Tuesdays, Thursdays, say you work your Wednesdays off. How important it is to get what you get into your players on a Tuesday, whether it's sprints, not sprints, accelerations, decelerations, and the same on Thursdays. So, like, how does that work? As you've been involved with the coaching?
Yeah, look, my latter days, certainly for a game like that, we would have worked hard at the start of the week, and you would have been then doing more mental stuff and having the video analysis on the Thursday, on what this would be Friday, Saturday. You're saving as much in your tank, because if you get your tactics right, the physical advantage you would have going into that game is so huge that as long as you don't overcook your players, but you've not undercooked them either, it's a fine balance. But if you're ready and your tactics are good, you should be able to run all over them.
This is why kind of you see a lot of players running on the pitch after games as well, because when you're in Europe as well, you're travelling all over the place. And these players are not getting the minutes on the pitch, but they're also travelling everywhere. They're also stuck in the hotel eating all this pasta and food because they have to eat it just in case they need to be available. But then they don't get any minutes on the pitch on a Thursday night in Europe somewhere. So they've got to do a load of sprints afterwards. And then the next day in training, they're going to be tired from travelling back again. So how far do you push them in that training session, for example? The ideal one is a Man United one, for example, where they're out of the League Cup now. They're in no European competitions. They know it's basically Saturday football.
They can plan the whole season.
And it's going to be Monday, Tuesday, absolute battery. You're going to be working your socks off, right? You're going to be getting absolutely mullered. Wednesday off probably. Thursday, easier, but you're still doing a bit. Friday, pure tacticals, get ready for the game on the Saturday. Lovely, easy to do, isn't it?
It really is interesting, but some managers I know during this period as well, just to try and get everybody on an even keel, especially if you're playing at home, they'd have a proper session on it wouldn't just be running. I've seen teams get the 2 goals out.
On the pitch after the game.
But that's really forward thinking in terms of your planning around midweek fixtures and Christmas times and things like that, to get everybody on a level page just so you're ready.
Yeah. Talk about that. So talk about whether you do it after the game or you get everyone in the day after the game, so you can get that group, all the legs and the minutes into them, and the ones that are playing.
There's pros and cons to both, because you know what the lads that haven't been involved in the game are like. They're all miserable.
Especially if you lose a game.
Yeah, you've lost.
Haven't played.
You haven't played. You haven't been picked. You didn't get any minutes, and then the fitness coach comes round and goes, "Right, lads, we've got half an hour of sprinting now. You're going off."
But also it's the dynamic of the squad, isn't it? The segregation of the lads that play and the lads that don't play.
But I think this is the manager's job, and it's the culture you create. And obviously everybody during the 90 minutes or 100 minutes is fully focused on winning that game. But you've already got a culture within your club, knowing that if you're at home and you're going to really prepare for the next week, that the lads are either running or they're playing some tactical work and some possessions and then some small side, whatever it is, but everybody's on the page and knows that's going to be the process. And I think when all that's together and you're really at the top end of it, working with the sports scientists and the doctors and the medics, you can really drive forward.
Sorry, lads, took us off.
I like it though.
Off a bit of a tandem.
Quickly before we move on, we've got the quiz in a minute, by the way. Jhon Arias, I think that's how you say it anyway, he had a little 2-footed kind of like stampy, jumpy thing, right? They gave it as a yellow. He looked at it and kept it as a yellow. And I'm just trying to like compare and contrast. Like the Caicedo one, red card. You've got the Paqueta, pathetic, ended up getting a red card, and you got this guy doing a little bit of a naughty 2-footer. I'm just thinking, I don't like this.
Was it one of them naughty ones, or was it just one of them little daft ones?
It was a little daft one, right?
Yeah.
But either way, he's still done 2-footed jump. Yeah, it's not crazy. It's probably because he didn't do it with crazy force, but still, you're asking for a red card out of
It could have been a soft red.
It could have.
I were actually glad they didn't do it because there weren't the force in it.
Yeah.
But I thought on another day and another VAR thing, I thought he were quite lucky.
But again,
get away
if
with
you get a red for that, you've ruined your team that day. If you get a red card for that, your team is probably going to lose that game from something so stupid, all right? So you just got to be careful.
That's the sort of thing that someone would do in training, messing about,
Yes.
and they've took it into the game. Like,
Probably,
you know, like
yeah,
they're messing about in
just
training.
to put somebody off.
Yeah.
I thought the performance of the week, though, like I know Sunderland have been good at home, but to be 2-0 down at home against Bournemouth.
And then come back. Against Bournemouth as well. Against
By the way,
Bournemouth.
that is never a penalty.
No.
Never a penalty.
I agree. It doesn't matter though. Do you know what it is? Sunderland at home, they're an absolute problem, is what it is, boy. So any team going there now, Arsenal saw it a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
Any team going there are going to be thinking, wow, unbeaten at home all season long. We're 13 games in, lads. Yeah. It's phenomenal for a newly promoted
being
team.
behind against Arsenal, being behind against Bournemouth,
Phenomenal.
coming back, the belief, the fans.
But you feel as though they've got something, don't you?
They've got something going there.
Sixth in the league.
Yeah, but I thought the Lewis Cook red card, that was just ultimate frustration. That.
Yeah, I agree.
Stupid, and that's going to be a 3-gamer, isn't it?
Yeah.
And that's a hard one for Bournemouth, that, because I know you're frustrated from the game, but just no need.
Just
I mean, it's in injury time, you know what I mean? There's no need for it, but it were a phenomenal result.
Last game, who have we got to do, lads?
It's Brentford.
It's Brentford.
Don't happen for 80 minutes.
Now it happened for 80 minutes, and then there were 4 goals, right?
Oh, my God.
So we did Queven Keller on the Foscast. I think he is out on Thursday. Yeah? I'm getting the nods, yeah. Queven Kelleher, Thursday, podcast, Foscast, 4 p.m. Belter. What a lovely guy. Like, completely not a footballer, I swear. You would just see him walking down the street, and if you spoke to him, you think, well, you're definitely not a footballer. Like, you are...
Too intelligent,
too lovely, just a really, really good guy.
Not many of us about it.
No, fantastic episode. Anyway, Brentford, he is buzzing off being at Brentford. He says it's a fantastic football club. The manager's great, and the lads are absolutely incredible as well. So I could see this one coming, to be honest with you. They're a good team, Brentford, aren't they?
But they must have something like he's just alluded to there, because
Team
to get
spirit.
1-0 up, penalty,
Yeah.
Burnley go down the other end virtually straight away and get a penalty to get back in it. Most teams at that point, they're not really, but they've just got something about them, Brentford. And the record, I were reading, that I think they've won the 11 home games against the promoted teams. They just do it relentlessly. And that actually gives you some momentum in the league.
I've not been that stadium. It must be a bit of a fortress, is it?
Yeah,
It's a pretty unique stadium. Weird in terms of its design and how you feel with it. But obviously it's nothing like the old Griffin Park. But yeah, they've turned it into something special. It's a unique ground.
Yeah, 10th in the league, 19 points. They'll be absolutely fine this season.
Aren't like Ouattara and Thiago, they're a bit like the old Wissa and Mbeumo, aren't they?
Yeah.
Every time you look at who's scored, it's them two.
Yeah,
or it used to be a Wissa.
And I still keep saying I'm going to put Thiago in my dream team, and I still never do it, and he still keeps
And they've kept him on penalties.
Kept him on penalties, fair play as
Fair
well.
play to
fair
that
play,
one,
because when you miss one, a dolly like you did last week as well.
It went the same way again. Talking of penalties, I wanted to ask you actually, what about the Mateta penalty?
I don't get this. I didn't even know that was a rule.
How is that a retake?
Accidentally touching it twice.
They changed it because of, in a shootout, a team lost when he slipped and had the 2 contact, and they couldn't take it again. So they changed the rule because of a shootout.
So you get a second effort.
You get a second chance.
In fairness to him, he was nice and cool. He just put it the other way, didn't he?
Yeah, he looks quite calm, doesn't he?
It's good, that, isn't it? I like it.
Little thing about Griffin Park, what was the old unusual thing about Griffin Park?
There's a pub on every corner.
Every corner, wasn't there?
Well done, lads.
I haven't been in them all, by the way.
Before kick-off. Had a few dodgy games there, did you?
Of course. Standard, fair.
Well done today, boys. Absolutely brilliant. Should we go to the quiz?
Yeah.
Do you know what? I'm buzzing Tom's not here, because I reckon I'm going to win this one today, which puts me on 4 points, level with you.
I needed something.
Look, don't go too early, mate. Just
right, Jamie,
stay
come
calm.
on.
Hello everyone, welcome back to the quiz. Before we start, we've got another show on Thursday.
Yes, we do.
Let the fans know.
So we've got a football fill-in and a Fozcast on Thursday.
Yeah, I think
Both
so.
going out?
I think so, yeah.
Don't mess around,
yeah.
Lads.
Stay tuned to Spotify and YouTube.
Workaholics.
Yeah. Are we ready for the quiz today?
Yep.
Yeah?
Buzzing.
Okie dokie. No Tom today. Scores on the doors. Tom on 6, Watto on 4, Ben, you're on 3, Toes, you're still on 0, unfortunately.
You're the best goalie here, mate. Clean sheet. Come on.
Okay.
Really is.
Question 1. Who was the last Premier League team Scott Sinclair played for?
West Brom.
No.
Bolton.
No. Who was the last Premier League team Scott Sinclair played for?
Can't answer me. Do I use it? Swansea.
No. All back in.
Leicester.
No.
Wigan.
No. Who was the last Premier League team Scott Sinclair played for? 5, 4, 3,
It's not
2,
an answer, but I'm just going to have to say
1.
City.
Not City, it's Aston Villa.
Oh, my word.
Aston Villa.
He did, didn't he?
You'd have got that, Luke, wouldn't you?
He wrote it.
I read it.
Yeah, he would have got it.
Yeah. Question 2. Who was the second choice keeper in the Great British Olympic squad in 2012?
Oh, my word.
Who was the second choice keeper in the Great Britain Olympic squad in 2012?
Sam Johnson.
No.
John Ruddy.
No.
Ramsdale.
No. All back in.
Oh, this is a good one. This.
It's always a keeper question, isn't it?
Tom Heaton.
No.
Oh,
Who was the second choice goalkeeper in the Great Britain Olympic squad in 2012?
Danny Ward.
No.
he's Welsh.
Yeah.
Great Britain. Great Britain.
Oh, yeah.
Not Northern Republic of Ireland or something.
It's made you think now, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It has, yeah.
You're right, or what?
5,
Incredible.
4,
Let us all go again.
3.
This is incredible.
2, 1. You're all out. All back in.
Bad start, this.
This is a good question.
No.
Who was the number 1?
Butland, I got.
Butland, Jack Butland's number 1, yeah.
But
I can't think.
I know it. Do you? Yeah.
5.
Dean Henderson.
No. 4.
Stockdale.
No. 3, 2.
Honestly.
Scott Carson.
No. The answer is Jason Steele.
Jason Steele.
Jason
Middlesbrough.
Steele.
Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah.
God.
Good.
I
Wow.
He went to be a
Brighton.
striker. He went to be a striker in non-league, didn't he? I'm sure he did.
I would have
Yeah.
never got.
Did he?
I would have never got that.
No.
Good question.
It's a good question.
Very good.
Throwback.
Thanks, guys. Question 3.
Would you have got that one as well, Lukey? No chance.
I
Come
would
on.
have got it.
Yeah.
Hard question.
That's
that.
it was a hard question. That.
Yeah, it's
Question 3. Joseph Desire Job and what Dutchman scored in Middlesbrough 2004 League Cup final win over Bolton?
Botan.
Desiree job.
Desire Job. Apologies, Toes. What did you say, sorry?
Botan.
No.
Hasselbank.
No.
2004.
Yeah. League Cup final win.
Ray Parler.
No. All back in.
Not Dutch. This is why you're on 0 points, pal. Oh my God. Should lose a fucking point for
I
that.
should get.
No, you're fine. You're fine.
Sorry, I missed the first start.
Zenden.
Because you said his name wrong.
Zender's the correct answer. Well done, Ben.
I was so worried about Desiree. over Desire.
Boudouin Zenden.
That's a good one,
What a
mate.
player.
What a player.
Question 4. Which current Premier League manager was part of Blackpool's Premier League playing squad
Holloway.
in 2010-11 season? No and no.
What I
was the
didn't even hear the question.
The question.
Didn't shout ever.
Yeah. Which current Premier League manager was part of Blackpool's Premier League playing squad in the 2010-11 season?
Current Premier League manager.
Yes.
5.
Scott
No.
Parker.
No. All back in.
Keith Andrews.
No.
Oh, that's the other one.
That's good. That's a really good answer. It
Well,
should
it's
be
not, it's
right. It should be right.
Should be.
How long have they got here?
Rob
Right.
Edwards.
Rob Edwards is the
the
correct
answer.
answer. Well done, Watto.
Further one.
Love that.
No.
Good.
Tom, give me strength.
Calm. It's
really
got to
good.
be calm, haven't you? Just got to be calm.
I played against him. I played against him in that team as well.
So we're on question 5. Ben on 1. Watto on 1. Toes, you're on 0.
Pressure's building here.
Question 5. Who are the only club Chris Brunt has been on loan to?
West. Chef.
Is he all right? What's he saying
what's-
here? I've
what-
never heard of that team. West Sheffield.
I've never heard of West Sheffield, so
never
you're
heard.
out, Toes. I'm sorry.
Don't blame you. So much pressure on myself here.
I'm sweating.
Who are the only club Chris Brunt has been on loan to?
Right, he's played for West Brom, he's played
What,
for
you didn't go for his
Middlesbrough,
career, you both
and he's
in
played
still?
for Sheffield Wednesday. But he's not been on loan to them teams. Bristol City.
No.
He played for Bristol City as well. That is unreal. I know Chris Brunt's whole career there.
I'm going to say Walsall.
No. All back in. Who are the only club Chris Brunt has been on loan to?
I didn't even give you an answer last time, did
No,
I?
you didn't. No. So you're
But you can
back
have
in.
West Sheffield.
Well, you did. You said West Chef.
West Chef. 5, 4.
I'm going to go with Sheffield Wednesday.
Sheffield Wednesday, the correct answer. Well done, Toes.
Because he started there and he must have gone on loan back there.
2004.
come on.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Well done, Toes. You're off the mark.
That.
I'm not sure you did, but you did.
Question 6, we're all on one. Who was Brighton's top goal scorer when they were promoted to the Premier
Glenn
League
Murray.
in 2017? Glenn Murray is the correct answer. How many goals? It's not
17.
26.
22.
23. No bonus point, I'm sorry.
What was that?
Question 7. Where did Norwich sign Wes Hoolahan from?
Colchester.
No.
Aston Villa.
No. Where did Norwich sign Wes Hoolahan from?
Cambridge.
No. All back in.
Been there after. didn't he?
You were there to finish, yeah.
Where did Norwich sign...
Sunderland.
No. Not Sunderland.
That's me out.
Oh, this is a good question, Jay.
Thanks.
You can just see him, little Wes, little rat, ferreting around everywhere.
5, 4, 3.
I'm going to have to say St Patrick's.
No.
I was going to go Irish.
1,
Yeah, I don't know.
0. You're out.
Is it Wolves?
No, it's Blackpool.
Wow.
Blackpool.
Never knew player. What a player again.
Yep.
Little wizard.
Good play.
Question 8. Who was Northern Ireland's manager when Oliver Norwood made his debut in 2010? Who was Northern...
Michael O'Neill.
No. Who was Northern Ireland's manager when Oliver Norwood made his debut in 2010? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You're all out. All back in.
Don't give us the time down, because as soon as you start timing down, my head goes.
I know.
Yeah.
You can see,
You can see him, can't you?
yeah, I can see him. It's so fucking frustrating.
What's he look like?
He's blonde and 6'3". Oh my God. I'm going to be so annoyed when you
Should be
Healy.
Michael O'Neill.
No,
It's not Michael O'Neill, I'm
not.
sorry.
It's not.
David Healy.
Not David Healy. No. What
I
I?
ain't got it.
Can't think.
The answer is Nigel Worthington.
Of course it was.
I wasn't thinking of it. It weren't him. I was thinking of some other.
Wow. So we're on question 9, and we're all on
Oh,
1.
God.
No,
2.
Toes on 2.
Toes on 2. Apologies,
Awful
Toes.
standard today, by
Wow.
the way.
4.
Very bad. Yeah.
4 out of 8. Question 9. What winger returned on loan to Everton in 2012 from Tottenham before joining permanently later that summer?
Pienaar.
Stephen Pienaar is the correct answer.
won.
Well done,
Gabby's
Toes.
won.
He's won.
Oh,
He's won.
Hate his smug little face.
Can we not triple quiz it? Is there any rules we can throw in to get
Those rules have fully gone out the window.
They've gone
by
out the
way.
window. Yeah, everyone hated them.
Yeah,
I'm not going to lie.
everyone. I think we did say this at the beginning of the season.
And they were good to spice up the quiz to start, but I think a lot of people were angry in the comments.
Underwhelmed.
Yeah.
Right.
So
People don't like change, Jamie.
yeah,
do not
they
like
don't.
change.
So Toes, congratulations, you've won the quiz. But we're going to do the final question
His smug face.
just for fun.
Look at his big teeth. Look at his big white teeth.
He can come back now, can't he? Yeah.
So final question is a career path question. I have played for Newcastle, Sunderland, Fulham, Newcastle.
Malbronk.
No.
Well, that'd have been 2 weeks in a row we had Steve Malbronk. That would have been unheard of.
I have played for Newcastle, Sunderland, Fulham, Newcastle. We'd have got a bit of grief going to Sunderland, wouldn't he?
Oh, we would.
He went back.
And went back. Obviously didn't like it at Sunderland.
Newcastle question for you this, Toes.
Don't give us a countdown. Just relax.
I think who would have played for
Insert ad.
Oh, golly, gosh.
Titus Bramble.
No.
That's a good guess, you know. Didn't play for Fulham.
No, I didn't know.
Just you, Ben.
I think put us all back in, but give us like an era.
Give us the year.
Yeah, give us an era. of
Okay.
The
one
year he
player.
finished or the year he started.
Well, that means Jamie doesn't know who the player is.
No, I did. I.
He's got to be exact, doesn't he?
Yeah. Ovs.
Cutting some slack, mate.
Okay, so what do you want? Give me what do you want?
Give us a position.
His position.
Tell us the year he finished.
The year he retired at Newcastle, 2006.
Oh, wow. Give us a position.
Midfielder. He started his. He started. Give me his first name. He started in 1990 and finished in 2006.
So he's older than me.
Plays 440 games, league games.
Lee Clark.
Lee Clark's the correct answer. Well done, Watto.
That is unreal.
Well
I
done,
wouldn't have
Watto.
got it without knowing he were old.
That's
Yeah.
unreal.
There we go. Chucked an old one in because why not?
Why not?
Well,
There we go.
Get in.
we
That's
got
the quiz.
Get in.
Well done.
Yeah.
mate.
Well done,
I love that.
Toes.
Thank you.
He's on
Cheers,
board.
Ben.
Well done, mate.
Well done, Toes. Smashed it. Off the mark, you are now.
Get in. I'll have this as well next time I'm in.
Yeah.
Take it.
Tom's lucky cup. That's it.
I'm the captain now. I'm the captain. Say goodbye, everybody. Well done.
See you later.
See you soon.
See you
Bye-bye.
Thursday.
Bye-bye. See you Thursday.